Hey, Robert Kiefer here with Hydro Hero, and I'm in a crawl space right now that another company did, and this is supposed to be a semi-commission or condition crawl space, and we're out here inspecting the inside of the house in the crawl space before, and gave the homeowner some tips to have the contractor correct some of the workmanship. But I'm back here a second time, and I'm going to show you some of the unfortunate things that are happening to this customer. So let me go ahead and flip this camera around. Alright, so here's the crawl space. We're just going to go over to the first things. So this dehumidifier was originally installed crooked and on some pretty much bungee cords, and it was not level and hung properly. And they've got the right kit now since we've wrote our report. Well, maybe not. They got a hanging kit, and it looks to be installed a lot better in a different location than it originally was. So this dehumidifier, hopefully you can hear that it's running right now. Small, slight issue when I first come in here. Here's the vent. These vents are supposed to be sealed. You can see the big old air gap. Ta-da! This is supposed to be completely sealed off, and there should be expanded foam all the way around that, so it's an airtight seal. Or else all this air keeps coming to the inside, and that dehumidifier has a short lifespan. So next thing that I noticed is we have white vapor barrier, we have black vapor barrier. Customer said that they put this on, so we have a white 6mm non-reinforced, we have a black reinforced, maybe 12 mils, filling probably even thinner. Then we have another layer of white non-reinforced vapor barrier. So we got, as you can see, 3 layers of vapor barrier. This last vapor barrier, according to the company's email, was put down because they had water intrusion. So here is water coming from underneath the footer, like I show in all my videos. So a drainage system needs to be installed here to control all that bulk water. See that? Alright. So instead of installing a drainage system, what this company wrote in their email that they were going to do was add another layer of plastic, because putting plastic on top of water stops water intrusions, I guess. So there is another area that is not properly sealed, nor have any of those pipes been sealed up in the sill plate. So we have a lot of moisture that's coming in through airway paths. So I am going to shut this off and crawl around some other areas, and most likely I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we're back in this crawl space. So dehumidifier, as you can see, they have that set to just a hair below 60%. This customer's not going to use this company anymore, so we are going to set that at about 45%. There's no ducting on here, so it's only dehumidifying around this area much faster than the rest of the area back there or over there, so there may be some dead spots, but again, not air sealed around the vent there, right? So it should be expanded foam. And the other thing is that they've taken this condensate line and ran it out the front of the house, so that's a big unsightly mess. So on the other side of that, I can show that probably to you later, the tubing is just laying in the flower bed, so that's not very curb appealing. That should really be run to the back or side of the house, if anything. So they did a mold remediation here. Looks like we still have some fungal growth in some areas. For the most part, that looks decent so far from what I've seen. But here is the power cord for all this. Is put on an extension cord and up to that outlet up there. Now, we always install dehumidifiers and condensate pumps on its own dedicated GFCI. This looks to be tied into, we'll come over here, double check. This looks to go. That goes into there. Not even sure that doesn't look like that was actually ever in. Okay. So this is okay. The GFCI switch should not be in here. That should be at the breaker box on the inside. I don't believe that that's actually code. So that'll have to be addressed as well. But this should all be on its own dedicated and not on the same system as your HVAC system. And they did a mold remediation. They missed the pipes there. Looks like we got some mold on here as well. So again, I've got some more inspection to do, and we'll check back in again in a second. Okay, oh boy. So, I was just looking at this area, how definitely not clean after remediation this section is here, and that that foam or the rigid foam board that's sealing off that vent is not air sealed. Once again, I move myself over here to this, again, another layer of 6mm plastic, and listen to this. Can you hear that? There is a ton of water underneath this. So let's pull this back and see what everybody's trying to hide. And look at that. I kid you not. See all that water? They just tried to cover it up with a piece of 6mm plastic. Alright, let's do that again so everybody can see how much water is really in there. And I mean, this thing goes all the way down there, all the way over. So, drainage has not been installed. This so-called experts didn't know how to handle that portion. So, I'm going to cut this camera off again and keep going on this inspection. We'll be back. Okay, so here we are in another section. As you can see, that hasn't been air sealed up at all around there. But what I notice when I walk over here is this puddle. Alright, now this puddle of water doesn't look like it's coming from the ground. So, we'll look for the pipes. And we're going to search and see if we see any water droplets on the bottom. Right, I'll take it to where gravity is, and bam, here we go. Alright, you guys see that droplet? Boom. Alright, just hit the puddle right below it. Oh, two. There's another one right there. So both of these pipes are leaking. The company did not find that as well. So we will go ahead and recommend the plumber to come out here and get this all taken care of. And I'm about halfway through this crawl space. So I shall be back. Okay, I'm only a few feet from showing you where those pipes were dripping, and jump over this side, and guess what? Let's see what we got going on here. Pull back this plastic, and bam! Water all coming underneath here. Look at that. Look at all that water. I mean, this isn't just a little bit of standing water. This is quite a bit. I'm not sure if the camera can really knows how much is under there. But Okay, all this is going to have to certainly be ripped out and a proper waterproofing and encapsulation system done here. So I will keep going, see if we find anything else. This is getting to be a little bit unbelievable. Okay, we've gone a couple feet down, and on this vapor barrier, what we got here, let's pull it back as usual, and ta-da. Here we go again. More water. Just cover it all up with plastic. Okay, so it looks like we're finished with this inspection for now. And you can see there's multiple problems, and why you want to choose somebody like Hydro Hero to actually take care of all your crawl space, moisture control, and mold control needs. And if you want to get a free second opinion, give us a call, 302-321-7077, or find us on the web at hydrohero.com. FYI, here is where that drain line is exiting at the very front of the house here. So, again, very unsightly. Should really be at the back or one of the sides of the house. There's plenty of room for it.